Alright, so this is going to be the Liberty. What kind of compelled me to make this video is the Urnop, and it's really cool. They have two Tier 8 premium tank Urnops so close together, and the Liberty is actually really good. Now, it doesn't really have any armor, even though it says it's a heavy tank. It's, you know, one of those French tanks, so it's kind of like a medium. It's like a medium with a lot of health. And when you're top tier, it feels really good. And it does get preferential matchmaking, so you only meet tier 9s, but even still, the tank is just really good. It does its job well, and although its camo is pretty bad, you can still have pretty decent games. For my first shell into that guy, and now I'm going to go and try to get a shot on him. I end up missing, and I start kind of freaking out over the Arty because I really don't want him to hit me. If I'm not mistaken, he looks at me a couple times this match, and it's kind of annoying. I wish he would, you know, go do something else, but he's not going to. And basically, you just sit here and you snipe, because you can't really do a whole lot on this map besides that. This is just one of those games where you kind of just sit back and, you know, I don't like going to the hill. I also don't like going down the 1 line or the 0 line. They're both just terrible in my opinion, so I usually just sit mid and try to farm. Now, as you can see, the Liberty does not have very good gun depression angles. I struggle to get my gun depression off pretty often. I don't really know how much it has off the top of my head here, but I know it's really not enough. So you kind of have to make it work, but the gun has pretty good DPM. The whole armor isn't all that bad, but the turret armor is pretty shit. That's just how the tank goes. I put one to the tier 7, and you know, I just sit here and farm. I'm not doing anything special, and realistically, it was one of the easiest games I've ever played, probably. I just sat back and just shot the whole time. As you can see, the aim time isn't all that great. It could use some, you know, it could use some help pretty big, but I actually run optics on this tank because it gets pretty good base view range, and I don't want to be, you know, sniped out because I didn't take it. So essentially I'm just taking optics, but I honestly, vert stabs is probably the way to go, especially if you're focusing on the gun of the vehicle. I just opted for optics, and didn't really pay off this game, but it also didn't really hurt me any, so it is what it is. But yeah, the aim time's not all that great, and that's something to keep in mind. And the accuracy, it kind of feels a little wonky without vert stabs, so that might be something you consider taking, because in this video I'm just running optics. I don't have vert stabs at all. Right here I get a little greedy, take a shot damage, but you know, it's just one shot. It is what it is, and then I end up, you know, tracking him out in the open. He just gets mowed down for it. So, you know, that fair trade, I guess. And as for my part in the battle, it's practically over. Nothing else happens for me the rest of this game. We obviously win. I come in second with 2,800 direct damage. The only tank that beat me out is going to be the light tank on our team, who had about 3,500 assist. No doubt, probably a good chunk of my damage was probably half of his damage. So, you know, we helped him MVP, which is pretty dope. But yeah, the tank is pretty good. I like how the tank looks. I think it's a very stylish tank. It's pretty much just a freedom, but for the French, essentially. And it has some in-game, it's iconic in-game to some extent, but it's nowhere near as iconic as something like the Freedom. But it's still a very beautiful tank, and it's really cool. And I do really enjoy I like the little rooster, symbol of the French Resistance, I believe. I like how the wheels are painted. Nonetheless, it's a pretty cool tank, and you should really grind it out, especially if you have the time. And yeah, have some fun with it.